voice is out because I was at the hotel last night. Hello.
Hello, welcome back to Sean Atwood channel. I'm Ron Swanson. This is our. You may think you recognize this woman. This is Cristiano Ronaldo's latest stalker, Paula M.
Absolutely.
Do you want to tell people about your day yesterday?
Yeah, if you can just show this, Ron, because I will tell you something. I'm going to show you something right now. Are you showing it? Here
Yeah.
we go. This is relevant.
Oh, I'm sure.
This is Cristiano at Toronto yesterday. He went out to the hotel.
Oh wow!
Guess who was down in that crowd?
You 100%. And if you look, you see
There
just
were
there.
thousands
Just
and
there, there's
thousands.
Paula. You just got to find
Wait.
Paula now.
The
Yeah,
thing is that there was a limited amount of people that they were allowed almost right because the streets were absolutely flooded from all the way back. So you had to go early to see.
I honestly would have paid good money to see
There, buddy.
Paula like fangirling
I
out.
was crying, I was shouting, and he's going by like it was. And there were at least 10 from the ones that I could see because the thing stretched the whole way through. And the policemen were doing the see thing. It was so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mrs. Mack. So we're going to do a where's Waldo, but a where's Paula. So if anyone can find Paula, you will win Paula.
I'll give you okay, stop that. Oh, wait, I'll stop that. I'll tell you where I was a little bit so you know. I was a little bit around here. I'll show you where I was around here. You see this? That sign? Because I didn't want to be too in front because you can't see. So I wanted to be right here.
That's too good, Paula. It's too good.
Yeah, I was around that area. Around here. I was right around here. My God.
You gotta love it. Right. So
you should have seen the feeling.
We're
Toronto showed up. Cristiano owned the entire thing, sweetie. He owned it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it looks amazing, Paula. Like I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had so much fun. You can take it off and we can talk about whatever. But that, when Portugal landed, all the bikers, Portuguese bikers, they literally squirted Cristiano, the Portugal thing, through the entire city. And then, and people, some crazy stalkers were around him. All those people, I don't know what they were doing there because I should have been the only one.
I'm just glad he didn't get arrested.
Are you kidding? No. There was some stupid lady who managed to get in and almost get into the elevator. It wasn't me, but her heart was in the right place.
I'm going to the right place. Well,
I'm actually going to the restaurant that his mom. I adore his mom. She went to Villa Norte, which is a very well-known Portuguese restaurant here in Little Portugal. So I'm going to go there to eat, and I'm going to ask to be sat at the table where Mrs. Dolores was sat at.
You are a lovable psychopath.
I own my shit. I own my stuff. I do not care.
Well, damn. Well, look, today we're going to be jumping into a few topics, right? Paula's only got half an hour because she's.
I'm not embarrassed by this. I'm not embarrassed. I just want to say, if you think you're going to shame me in the comments,
no one thinks you're embarrassed by this, Paula. At no point does anyone think you're embarrassed. You've been waiting for this for your goddamn whole life, okay? And you're going to capitalize, okay? So. I'm fully on board with Operation Paula and Cristiano.
Sandy Nielsen, you don't think Cristiano's a bit? Excuse me, I don't want to hear that comment.
Oh, listen.
But it was a great. It was, and I got to tell you something that this is really sneaky. They played against Croatia. There was a guy, a player with the last name Matanovic, and I can tell you, I thought that's odd because. Matanovic is only one last name. It's not a common name in former Yugoslavia, right? I thought that's odd because Matanovic is from Serbia, right? And we're specifically from one area. So I said to Henrik, my son, he's playing for Croatia. I said, because if he has the last name Matanovic, we are related. There's no two ways about it, right? So the stupid jerk scored a goal against Portugal. I was so angry.
It goes, Paula. That's just the way it goes. What was it? Who won the game? Who won the game?
Portugal.
Where'd you go? One? Yeah. Okay.
You
What was it?
think? What do you think? Everybody was out shouting.
I
Everybody,
don't know. I
everybody.
wasn't there, Paula. Okay.
I wish I had had a megaphone. I would have said, I said, I love you so many times that I can't, I was crying. It was
I
ugly
wasn't
crying.
pulled in there by a tractor beam of like, listen, it doesn't have the same effect on me. Okay. It's something to do with ovaries and Cristiano.
No. You should see the men there. The men were like, it was mostly men, very few women.
I'm sure that's fine too. Yeah. No problem. But man, yeah, you got this, Paula.
My
I believe
God,
it.
I love you, Cristiano. I love you.
Oh, I'm going to be speaking at a Zoom call, giving a character reference to Paula to the fucking Canadian court.
It's almost like meeting William Shatner. I mean, I'm a Trekkie too, so.
All right, listen.
Today, let's get into the business.
We're diving in. We're going to be talking about some bits and bobs to do with the Royals this morning. Then Paula's only got half an hour because she needs to go back and continue Operation Stock and Ronaldo. Then we're going to jump into Citizen Vigilante. We're going to give a recap of the
You know what, Ron? I gotta say,
I'm in the middle of doing my intro part.
No, but before I forget, because I forget, Ron. I forget stuff, right? I got one of my beautiful subscribers sent me a link. It's called not Netflix, but the other thing, something like that, where you can watch the entire movie for free. So I will send it to you so you can put it in your Discord group and hand it over to your people.
We watched it. Elon Musk released it on Twitter for free. Yeah. So we've already watched it. We've done like 2 movie nights with it. Thanks, Paula. Thanks anyway, though, Paula. When are you going to give it? Go ask Cristiano's mum, okay, when you go and meet her for lunch, okay? God. Right. So, yeah, Citizen Vigilante. We're going to have a look at some of the reactions online, have a little discussion about it. Then we're going to have a quick recap of I think it's going to be quite surprising when I read you out a list of convicted SA criminals that all just come from the BBC. Right?
Oh, God, Hugh Edwards.
It just like when you've got to do
Jimmy Savile, Hugh Edwards.
Oh yeah.
Here's Summer.
We're gonna have a look about some of the reactions that have gone on online, but the main topic is going to be 2-tiered policing and the way that our government seems to be treating us as citizens and our children. We had yet another case come out of the UK today where, you're going to see it. We're going to see 2 cases.
The white kid that got arrested after he was beaten up by 3 black yobs.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. See,
yeah.
I'm very on top of that.
Yeah, what you do though, right, is you keep it secret until you release it to the public so that people can't go and look at it up on their phone whilst they're currently watching the podcast. It's how you build the narrative of a show. Okay, so Paula, right? Let's just have a little discussion. Right? Yesterday we were talking a bit about the Royals, the King, his betrayal. Paula is on the good stuff this morning. All right,
I'm so happy.
So you had mentioned something about money and Meghan and Harry yesterday, and we kind of skimmed over.
Absolutely. I will show you this because this is textbook money laundering. This is, I mean, you may disagree, but
I was shaking my hair out. I wasn't disagreeing. My hair was doing a crazy.
Okay, I'll show it to you right now because this is the Glenn Beck Foundation, right? This was created after Princess Diana died. Are you showing it, sweetie?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay, this was created when Princess Diana died. About a year and a half, Prince Harry said that he donated 1.1 million pounds to the BBC Children, which was very odd. And I did my video because my
Harry and Meghan said they donated 1.1 million.
Yeah, no. Harry said that this was. But what makes it even worse, Ron, is that the BBC confirmed in writing that this was Harry's own money, that it was from his own pocket. I did a video about it, and a couple of videos, and I said, no, he didn't. My source told me that this came from a third party, right? Okay. If you look at the graph of this place, the Glenn Beck Foundation, you look at the financials here, Ron, you can see from 2020 till 2023, the most they raised is 61,000 pounds, right? Yet, on the year that Harry donated, they suddenly got 1.1 million pounds, 1.2 million pounds. Look at the graph. And then after they donated this money to children, BBC children, guess what happened? The Glenn Beck Foundation was removed.
Wait, so they got a 1.1 million pound donation and then shut down the charity
after Harry donated it to the BBC. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was up to Harry to distribute the funds, and they got
no. This is the Glenn Beck Foundation. This has nothing to do with Harry, other than it was Princess Diana. They used Princess Diana money to help little charities. But if you look, they have like 30,000 pounds, 29,000.
Yeah.
This is their income. Their income. Look at this. Their income in 2024 was 61,000 pounds, and yet they spent 1.1 million pounds. How is that? Where did that money come from?
That's exactly the questions that my accountant would like to know from me, if I'm being honest. So sometimes you just spend more money.
Can you imagine, Ron?
That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you spend more money than you got, and it's...
This is 1.2 million more than they got. Because they only earned 61,000 pounds. That's what they earned. That was the income they got. So suddenly they got 1.2 million. And then the BBC, when I did my video, everybody came for me. Oh, Paula's lying. You know, she just being that Harry hater.
Paula, what's even more interesting is the previous year's expenditures.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 48K outgoing, 20K outgoing, 43, 40K. How do you go? I mean, what is 40 grand out of 1.2 million? That's got to be like, what, 2%? Something like that? So how do you have a 98% increase in outgoing expenditure?
With no income. Do you understand? This was done to rehabilitate Harry's image. But somebody is laundering. This is textbook money laundering. This is the thing that makes you go, And not only that, the BBC lied because Lauren wrote to them, right, in March, and she asked, just to be sure and to be safe, if the money was from Harry's own pocket. And they said yes. And everybody called me a liar. Oh, Paula, see you were lying, you were caught, blah, blah, blah. And then, surprise, surprise, my source was right. But this is what immediately should send all the alerts. Where's this money coming from?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that is a suspicious amount. And for them to then close down, like, what's the story there?
And I gotta tell you, they can't say, "Oh, we don't know where the money." BBC lied because BBC knew where that money went to. You know what I mean? Let me see because you can see it here. Accounts annual.
Are we saying that a donation was made by Harry, then the charity was closed down, and he was just given?
No. Harry didn't donate that money. I'm saying somebody deposited 1.1 million pounds, so Harry could deposit this to BBC Children. It looked like it was Harry. Harry lied when he said that it was him.
Someone gave Harry 1.1 million.
No, not Harry. Somebody gave the Glenn Beck Foundation.
Make it make sense, Paula. Make it make sense. So somebody.
Okay. Let me say it.
Where does Harry come into this? So he wasn't given.
Well, because Harry claimed that he was the one who donated the 1.1 million pounds when it was the Glenn Beck Foundation.
Did he ever have the 1.1 million pounds?
Pardon me?
Did Harry ever have the 1.1?
No. The money was all laundered through the foundation.
Someone else donated the money. Harry said it was him, but it wasn't him.
No, it was the Glenn Beck Foundation. But what is interesting here, where did the Glenn Beck Foundation get 1.1 million pounds?
I have no idea.
Look at the spike here.
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? It's like, for example, Ron, I'm going to donate because if I don't want people to know it's me, and whoever donated this money got a tax deduction because I'm sure they donated it to a charity, right?
Okay.
So let's say, Ron, I'm going to donate 1 million pounds to the Glenn Beck Foundation. The Glenn Beck Foundation is going to give it to the BBC, but you're going to claim it was you.
Okay. So the donation made by the charity is what Harry's claiming was made by him.
Exactly. But nobody knows where the 1.1 million pounds came, and nobody's talking about it.
So Harry's saying, I've donated 1.1 million. It wasn't Harry, it was the Glenn something Foundation.
Glenn Beck Foundation.
But we don't know whose cash injected the Glenn Foundation in order to make that donation. I am finally understanding you. Yeah, that is real. So, and also, how, like, so the Glenn, it only been in existence for what, 3 years?
No. This was open in, I believe, 1999 when Princess Diana died.
Okay.
They just show you, I can show you all the financial history, but they just show you the last 6.
No. Why is it now being shut down then?
It was shut down after Harry donated the money because they were laundering money because people were going to ask questions. Wait a minute, where did the 1.1 million come? And the government and nobody wants to talk about it.
Wow.
See, total income 61,196. Total expenditure. This is on December 31st, 2024. This is the 2024 year.
It just seems
total
like
expenditure.
A stupid amount of money. Like, it doesn't seem like if you're going to launder money and be involved in it as Harry, right? Like, I mean, well, maybe skin.
Yeah, but the thing is, they did it to improve his image, so he could claim that he's the one who donated it because Charles is rehabilitating his image. And then it was discovered that it was the Richard Eden exposed what I exposed a year and a half ago, which was that Harry did not make that donation, that it didn't come from his pocket. See?
Do we know? So did the people who were promised the money get the money, the charities?
Oh, yeah, no, you know what? You are right. They have only been open since December 30, 2020, after Harry left.
Whoa. You see, when it comes to long plays and long cons, you know how I've always said this is just a cosplay, them leaving the Royals, right? Yeah. When you walk away from something and there's a long play or a long con involved, it's like, in our world, it would be like, you know, setting up fake social media that you're going to use a year from now so that it's got some sort of realism, so it's not created that day or whatever. And that's exactly, look at the numbers. I mean, that literally, what those numbers are is the equivalent of one person on the payroll sat in an office making phone calls for 3 years. That is what that cash is. 40 grand a year, that's the equivalent of maybe one person on a cold call in 8 hours a day, I would say.
But this is the interesting part, that the UK have not chosen to investigate who deposited 1.1 million.
Obviously not. Like, we're in a bit of a shambles here in the UK right now, and I'm telling you, man, if there was ever a time where the public in the UK are too busy focused on other madness for things like this for people to get away with things like this, it's now 100%.
Because look at this. It says no trustees receive any remuneration, payments, or benefits from the charity. So what were they using that money for?
I don't know. But the numbers are very sus. When this started, the amount of money that's come in and out since then, and this 1.1 million.
Look at this. It was standard registration was 1999, so I was right. But then in October 10th, 2025, it was removed after this transfer of funds. And guess who the transfer of fund is? BBC Children in Need.
Oh, wow.
So the BBC lied because this is accounting. This is not a magic trick, right? This is what they donated to. The big donation they made was to the BBC Children in Need, because we're talking about the BBC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget that Prince William is very angry with the BBC because how they played his mom. I firmly believe, life is like a ripple of things. You throw a little stone, it creates large ripples. If Princess Diana hadn't been lied to, she would have never given that interview. But she truly was fed stuff with documentation back then that looked legit.
Do you know what?
That she was under surveillance.
Let's talk about William for a minute, right? Because I feel like we should have been seeing a lot more of William and Catherine, right? I feel like
Oh, we are, sweetie.
No,
You're
no,
not paying
no,
attention
no.
to
I
the
mean,
news.
no. I mean, way more than we are, Paula. Like like look at how much they're publicly loved and how much. I just feel they're very underrepresented right now, and
I'll tell you why, though.
oh,
Prince William.
I can tell you. I can tell you why I think, Paula.
Why?
Like there's something. It's everything to do with what's going on in this country and the king and his multi-faith title
Good.
and his uncle and a certain set of files and like where's freaking Princess Anne? Like
Princess Anne is kicking ass.
like, yeah, but where though?
She's all over the place. She's all over the place. She was just in Scotland. This woman works like crazy.
No, but
It's just that the press doesn't cover her.
yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. It's the underrepresentation because something has to happen, Paula, within this monarchy very quickly. It really has.
You should see my video yesterday. My video yesterday is brutal.
We've got 370 million of taxpayers' money going in to refurbish Buckingham Palace, right? In all honesty, just turn it into a museum. Just turn it into a museum and charge.
Oh no, Ron. You're mistaken, sweetie. The £75 that you pay to go to Buckingham Palace goes to Charles's pocket.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, okay, but I mean,
I want to just before I go, I just want to show you this, guys, because this is important. I did my video on it yesterday. It's a brilliant video, if I do say so myself.
Yep.
But this is for people to understand that Christian is inside the law in the United Kingdom.
Oh, 100%.
This is not. And now I want to say something. I said this in one of my videos when Charles was announcing, for the first time, he's going to say how much taxes he paid. I said in my video, he's sneaking something in. So what he did is he made sure that the press was talking about how much taxes he's paying, which is little because he's a proper billionaire. So paying 30 million for him is nothing. I would have liked to see his expenses, what he's claiming as expenses. But he used, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to do this here and watch that I'm paying taxes. And then I'm going to sneak in a financial report that the UK is no longer a Christian nation. This is what he swore when he was anointed. This is what the Archbishop of Canterbury said. Will you, to the utmost of your power, maintain the laws of God and the true profession of the gospel? Will you, to the utmost of your power, maintain in the United Kingdom the Protestant Reformed religion established by law? Will you maintain and preserve inviolably the settlement of the Church of England and the doctrine, worship, discipline, and government thereof as by law established in England? And what did he say? What did this wanker say? He said, all this I promise to do. So this is law. So Charles snuck into a financial report that now he's omnipotent. He's the omnipotent God of England who rules over all faiths. I can tell you, I have my Pope. I don't need King Charles, who's a cheater, ugly looking cheater with his ugly looking wife to tell me that he's going to rule over Catholics. So I think enough is enough. And I think that the two-tier policing that you're going to talk about descends a lot from this because the head of state of the United Kingdom in Canada, and I'm Canadian, is a wanking Muslim.
Yeah, there's a lot of ideology involved in what we're going to talk about next because there is a lot of misconceptions when it comes to how wildly spread extremism is. And sadly, every culture, every religion, every group of people is susceptible to extremism. But the ideology that seems to be coming over here, it's not an ideology that seems to blend with Western life, European life in the slightest. It doesn't seem to blend with any form of civilization. Okay. And the problem that we're seeing in my country now is a blatant disregard for the citizens of this country who look like me, the whiteys. Okay. And we're going to watch some videos, right? The first one we're going to watch, this is brand new.
I'm gonna get going because I have to do my nails.
You gotta go look beautiful.
Guys, when are we back on Monday? Are we back on Monday?
On Monday, yeah, Monday.
Okay, let me know the time so I can talk about it because I'm gonna do some shows this weekend. And I'm gonna talk about it on Monday so my audience knows to do it. Like, come and check it out. And I love you guys. En viva Cristiano, respeto, my respeto.
All right, you have a great day, Paula. Much love, my G. Speak to you soon. Right, where has my freaking thing gone now? What the flip? Here we go. All right, so we're gonna take a little look at this. It's Asmongold again. My entire algorithm is very much pro Asmongold, so we're just going to use his clip.
We would ask that footage is not.
This is brilliant. The incident has been reviewed, and we have no concerns over the officers' actions, and we are satisfied that they were reasonable and proportionate in the circumstances. We should ask that the footage is not further shared to allow the legal process to keep. Is that right? You'd prefer it if we, the whiteys, and this nation did not discuss this. It's not even about the whiteys. It's just about people that are sickened by two-tier policing. Just wait till you see this, man.
Shared further to allow the legal process to take its course. Insane clip from the UK. Police are arresting someone who got assaulted. What the hell? 3 blacks attack a drunk white kid in Birmingham. The female police officer comes in to protect the violent blacks and arrests the white kid. Absolutely disgusting the way white people are treated in England. Okay, well, let's see the original video.
In his defense, he probably thought you were one of the attackers.
Right.
Here's a little white guy here, right? You can see this group of individuals around him. And I just want to point out, yes, the police are just standing right behind these guys here.
Oh my God.
Tackle this to the ground.
Oi, 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 oi. Gee.
Fucking punch him, right? I'm trying to move that way. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm trying to move that way, bro.
What? You just fucking punched me in the face.
My nan's actually
Why are they trying to restrain him?
I'm trying to go home, bro.
Are your arms straight?
Please.
Oh my God. This is disgraceful.
Please, I'm trying to go home.
You're under arrest for assault on police.
You're gonna walk to the fucking car, you dick.
Oh, bro, please.
What's this?
In the fucking car.
They're not even talking.
I'm sorry, right? What?
In the fucking car.
They're not even talking to the people that attacked him.
Someone clotheslined him, and then someone hit him from behind, and that's when you went in. And all I can say in his defense, he probably thought you were one of the attackers at that moment.
Okay, so somebody's assaulted him first.
Yeah.
Okay. Where the fuck are we? Sorry, where the hell are we getting these police officers? Right? Who is this dumbass? He looks like he has his thumb in his anus. Okay? Who is this? That is, do you know what we're staring at here? This is an ideal snapshot. An ideal snapshot of the British police force in 2026. You've got what looks like some drone that spends $5,000 to $6,000 a month on an OnlyFans account, with another officer who looks like she receives that $5,000 or $6,000 on OnlyFans.
Attackers at that moment.
Okay, so somebody's assaulted him first.
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw it. You watched it.
Yep.
Look, so the police are
right there.
Right? They're right there. There's the police car. It's right in the frame. And you can see very clearly all of these people are antagonizing this one person. And you can see he's not hitting anybody. He's not doing anything. Then this guy's going to go and hit him. He's going to clothesline him. Look at that. See? And then this dude punches him in the back of the head.
And then they're straight in. Okay? So at no point has this guy assaulted anybody or anything. She tackles him, and I'm pretty sure she grabs his neck.
He doesn't even hardly know. It was like 1 second. And then they're grabbing his throat. Yeah, she grabbed him, and he didn't even see her. He instantly...
Oh, wow, can we just talk about that, like, shenanigan hand movement? This hand Like the brain signals give up, and this hand goes on a wee mission all by itself.
Second, and then they're grabbing his throat. Yeah, she grabbed him and he didn't even see her. He instantly stops when he realizes that's the main thing. Yeah, he stopped immediately. He's not doing anything. I mean, if he was really trying to fight her or do something, he would have continued fighting back, but he's not doing that. Please stop. This is enraging me. Yeah, I don't know how many more of these we're going to have to deal with before people have any sense of self-respect. Throwing him inside of the car. Do you think they would have treated a migrant like this? I've never seen
treat a migrant like this. We just seen how they treat migrants. Okay, we seen a young man be stabbed 5 times who was left to bleed out on the floor, while this is the individual that murdered him was not even handcuffed when he was placed in a police vehicle. What is going on here? What are they trying to create? What are they wanting? How are we meant to react to this? Like, actually think
single video of a police officer in Britain treating a migrant like this. So, and then this is also, so this is the response. We're aware of the footage of their...
This is amazing. Okay. So this is amazing. So you know how you can get those little, see down here, right? How you've got the reader's added context. This is...
Man showing a disorder on Broad Street. Officers found a group of men fighting. As the incident was dealt with, an officer was punched. One man was arrested and charged with assaulting a police officer. The description is false. One man was surrounded by multiple others. The man was assaulted and thrown to the ground. While on the ground, he was punched in the head. While getting up, a police officer threw him against the wall while his assailants were allowed to flee. The incident has been reviewed, and we have no concerns over the officer's actions, and we are satisfied that they were reasonable. And
do you know why that is? Because it was reviewed by one of her simps. Okay, that was one of her top paying 2%ers off of the OF. I'm just saying.
Fortunate in the circumstances. We would ask that footage is not shared further to allow the legal process to take its course. We are at the stage of openly admitting arresting the victim is satisfactory. If the footage absolves you, then why don't you want it shared? You watched one lad get violently attacked by a group and decided to arrest the guy being attacked. In his defense, he stood up swinging and instantly stopped as soon as he realized who was grabbing him. He probably didn't think in a million years he was in the process of being arrested. This dude gets punched in the face and the police rush in.
So, I mean, what are we thinking here, right? I mean, what are we thinking? Because this is going to be more and more and more. Okay, this is going to start becoming the norm. It's going to start becoming what things that we hear about and see constantly. And it only gets worse from here. Oh, there's Officer Doofy. There's Officer Doofy right there. How we doing, mate? It's just bananas. So, Rotherham. Now, listen, you might have heard about the gangs, the street gangs in the UK. They're on mopeds, okay? Roadmen, balaclavas. But do you know about the 13 and 14-year-old young female street gangs? Dangerous. Okay, as you can see here, okay, this officer is surrounded by these highly dangerous 13-year-olds.
Go, you money!
Oh my God, wait a minute, look at the, is that, wait a minute, is Officer Doofy? Okay, because this and this, oh my God, I swear to God, it's like looking at the entire business model of the OF pyramid. It's like, I don't know what is going on here with these British police forces. But this guy, what is this? It's bananas. Anyway, we shall continue.
Hey, we got lots of them, thank you. Just stop swearing, get moving. Yo, what's he doing? Yo, was he mad?
Again, the 13-year-old girls gangs, they're dangerous. Okay, they come up, they have harsh language.
Why is he squaring up to him?
And now he's got the baton out, and he's beating the shit out of the children. Brilliantly.
Yo,
More involved. He literally has a taser out. He literally has a taser out. Okay. Now, this is madness. Let's just go back to how this accelerated, right? We have a fully grown man in a position of power trying to, I imagine, right? In my head, there must have been some sort of under 18s event where they've all had to come through the park. I know what I used to get up into when I was a kid in the park. There was a lot of cider. Okay. I'm just saying. But none of these kids seem like they're in a state. They seem upset about something, right? But none of them look like they're carrying alcohol. None of them look like they are the traditional troublesome teens, right? So, Officer Doofy, I don't understand how a grown man can allow himself to be pushed beyond the line of control over a teenage girl. And I just want people to take note of something. I'm not a police officer. I've never been trained in a police situation. But I imagine when you're instructed on creating distance, okay, when you have to forcibly push someone out the way, okay, once that has been achieved, it shouldn't then be followed up with another shove. I mean, I could be wrong, but just watch how this Officer Doofy conducts.
Go on, you money! Yeah, you're being dispersed for the breach of the peace.
Breach of the peace, okay?
Yeah, we get lots of them, I think. Just stop swearing, get moving.
Why did he make contact with that girl? Why did he make contact with her? She stood there. She's just standing here. She's still standing there. His arm's now extended. So he's created space there. Then he's going to push again.
Yo, what's he doing?
Don't get it. Where did he just grab her?
What's he doing? What's he doing? Yo, was he mad? Why is he squaring up to him? Yo, he's got the baton! Yo, what are they doing? What the fuck? Hey, come on, G.
I'm not being funny, right? But the boys are like, finally, it's not us, right? The boys are like, finally, it's not us. Okay. How are you? Doesn't make any sense. Like, can someone make this make sense to me? Because the police seem to be overstepping every opportunity they can. They are letting down the British people, their children. And now we're seeing scenes where it's the police willingly escalating situations right here. This is where he willingly made the choice to escalate this. Laying his hands on a child. And this girl here, right? Also, what this girl here who ends up getting face slammed, what does she actually do? She comes up behind him. She kind of stumbles a little bit. Oh no, she's waiting to push him off with the baton, and then he slams her into the police car. Sound. It's actually bananas. He just punched her in the face. Like what is going on? Like, what is going on? What is actually going on here? Because I would like to see the same energy as this, right? When we have a march in this country and we have one side of the march being incredibly peaceful and then a bunch of blue-haired bellends up side streets lobbing bottles, causing issues. Where's your balls then, Mr. Officer? Because you don't really seem to have the same energy when it comes to that. Young girls, sure. And Rotherham Police Force, I mean, your track record for the way you treat little girls in your city, it speaks for itself. The disgusting history that this country has been proven to have through the R word report of Peter Lowe. And we've got Goomba officers and what look like glamour models running around our streets on a two-tiered system where it's what looks very familiar to what my children look like are the ones who seem to be suffering, the ones who are bleeding out, the ones who are getting arrested, the ones who are getting face slammed. For what? For what? The color of the skin, it seems to be quite a major thing here. And it's a very dangerous mindset to think all of the individuals that are part of an ideology are all the same. They're not. But the maths speak for themselves. And that's something that we're going to be talking about next week. I'm starting up on Rumble next week because there's certain things we are not talking about here that we need to dive into. And our government has a lot to answer for simply within the reports of the grooming gangs. Now, look, there is a creator that likes to make some pretty interesting content, and we're going to watch one of his shorts. And this is going to just summarize what another situation that's taken place in the UK with a housing build that the government had done. Beautiful houses. Now, this is going to make people's blood boil. And I've chosen a more comedic way of delivering this to you all because our veterans. Do you know how many veterans with one legs live under bridges in mattresses that smell like pee? Like, do you know how many years our government has been trying to solve the veteran homelessness problem and never been able to find a solution? Not only did the majority of these men pay taxes before they joined the army and then pay taxes when they left, but they served their country. They fought for their country. They were traumatized in those actions, and they've come back to live a life on the streets. It doesn't make any sense. And this is another instance where our resources are now being handed over to liars, criminals, and abusers. Watch this.
VPN players have just gotten a massive upgrade in the New Earth update. So we all know that VPN players are the meta character build for this current season. This is because we've seen VPN players get given free loot and bases for just logging in. Well, VPN players are about to start doing the conga because they just got a massive dub. The server admins have just announced that they are hot dropping VPN players to a non-contested area of the map and giving them brand new max health bases. This means that players who hack into the UK server will be granted a fully stacked base from completing 0 quests. GG. But OG UK players who played in government tournaments and have grinded the game will still be stuck free roaming and losing health. Absolutely unplayable. Good luck and have fun.
It's disgusting, right? The veterans, the elderly, right? The single mums, the single dads, the single grandparents are looking after kids, whatever, right? The people of this country should be miles and miles and miles ahead, okay, of regular immigration individuals. Miles ahead, okay? From regular immigration, okay, and refugee status, okay? Miles apart. And they're not. Well, they are, but it's very much in the opposite way. And when we see millions and millions and millions, if not billions, being spent to facilitate something this country doesn't want, is there no word for that? Is it not a treasonous government? Is it not time to stand and ask ourselves, what is actually taking place here in a government that none of us asked for, with leaders that none of us asked for, with decisions being made that none of us want? I never thought in my lifetime I would hear a political party that is gaining traction because they believe in hanging. Like, and I'm here for it. Like, I am so here for it. Because we have got a man who was released from prison yesterday. A man who was released from prison who was the ringleader of a massive GG gang scandal. And because of a loophole in our wonderful laws, he gets to stay here. This is the leader of the Rochdale gang. Okay? Look at this face. The leader of the Rochdale gang, which is convicted of multiple child Rs, has been released from prison on license. None of these men should have ever walked free. None of these men should be coexisting with the British public. The leader of the PDF gang was jailed for 22 years. 22 years. Well, that would mean... So, wait, am I not right with maths here? After being convicted of 2 counts, thousands and thousands and thousands of counts. During his trial, he exposed his naked torso in the dock and threw a clump of his chest hair on the floor, saying one of the victims should have seen this. She would have seen this, sorry. He was also ordered to the cells halfway through his sentencing after telling the judge he was taking a poop. Due to a loophole in Immigration Act 1971, Ahmed will stay in the country despite having his British citizenship removed. What? The divorced dad of 4 arrived in the UK before 1973, meaning he is exempt from removal as a Commonwealth citizen. Do we want to give Commonwealth citizenship to prolific career abusers of children? Okay? And why have we got such a focus on human rights in this country? Now, if you're a law-abiding citizen, all of the fruits of this country should be available. Okay? You should have rights coming out the Yale. Like, coming out of every orifice should just be rights and rights and rights. But there's this weird feeling in me that thinks, like, see if you, like, abuse a child and you go to jail for it. And I don't mean, like, the guy who at 4 a.m. peed outside a school and because of the like, no one's seen it. There was no, like, I don't mean that guy. I mean, if you have been convicted of putting your hands on a child in a way that is just not in line with civilization, do we want them as a Commonwealth citizen? It doesn't make sense. Ahmed will now be housed in a bail hostel in the north of England, costing the taxpayer an estimated £120 a night. £120 a night. You can get a travel lodge for about £60 a night, and it, like, they're pretty cushy. He plied girls as young as 13 with drink and substances before abusing them with 8 of his friends. There's a reason, right, why in this country we don't have what we have, that you guys have in America. The minute that you can type in your postcode in this country and it brings up photographs and the addresses of every registered offender that touches women and children, it would be like the purge. It would be like the purge. And it's interesting. I've seen incredibly dangerous criminals, and I mean ruthless, horrific criminals, okay, that when it comes to crimes against children or crimes against animals, not so much crimes against women, I have to say, but children and animals, the things that have happened in my city over the last 50, 60 years with revenges have been wild. And our government keeps all of it very much under wraps because people would not react well. And Ireland is back on the map again this week for this guy here deciding, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty sure he poured some petrol outside of this place. But people are starting to do unthinkable things in the name of frustration. And in no way, shape, or form can we condone this sort of behavior. Okay. I know it's a lot of people will see this as a satisfying piece of footage. This does not help anyone. Okay. It does not help anyone.
We do not want Islam in this country.
I mean, standing in the street and saying that's fine. But I'm pretty sure he did try and set fire to this building. And all I'm saying is if we're talking about burning a structure that's a metaphorical barn in a field, that's one thing. But when you attempt to set fire to a street that has a lot of residential area attached to it, this is not the one. I agree with what you're saying, though.
Country. Go back to your fucking country. I burned down a mosque in Talbot Street. Go back to your fucking country.
I don't know if he did burn down a mosque in China. Okay, but China has declared Islam a form of mental health, and they are smashing down all the mosques themselves. It is wild where extremism has led the opinions of the population of my country, this world, and other governing bodies, because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about extremist ideology. We're not talking about every single person that believes in this faith when it comes to the Muslim faith. And I'm not going to be pulled into a world where I'm going to blanket everyone. But here's the problem. A lot of these extremist views come from interpretation of teachings within their book. And interpretation is problematic. I'll tell you what else is problematic. Let's do some maths. Let's actually do some maths. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So if we have got 2 billion practicing Muslims in the world, 2 billion, okay? And we look at a 1% return off of 2 billion. That's millions of extremists. Okay? Millions. And a very large percentage of what I can only refer to as radicalized ideology seems to be turning up on my little island here. And more progressive parts of the world have banned their students from coming to my country to study because we are a hotspot for radicalization of terrorism. My government seems to be doing nothing about this. My monarchy seems to be doing nothing about this. And more individuals are being attacked. More and more women are being made to feel uncomfortable. And it's funny that the impact of a tweet has more weight behind it legally than if someone who's a citizen of this country is offended, abused, attacked in the streets. There is less punishment for the attacker than there is for that individual sending out a tweet. This is scary times. And I often said, where is the line for everyone? Where is the line for you? And I've been asking that. The line for me was crossed a long time ago. And it's really, really time for everyone to start preparing if you are in this country. Because whether you like it or not, there is a event coming. I don't know what that event is. I genuinely have no idea what that event is. But when it happens, it's going to usher in changes in this country that the majority of people are going to beg for to save them from said event. Now, here's an interesting one. There's a whole bunch of TikTok creators, right? One of them is called HS TikToky. And one of his production, like one of these content house members, was called out for something that he said and did. And I want us to just go back to the world of when Ron used to talk about normalization. And HS TikToky and his friends, some of them practice the faith that is linked to this ideology. And this is one of his friends. I just want you to listen to what he says to this little kid.
Let's take it right back to the start.
€1 for Snappy Toffee? Bro. €1 for Snappy Toffee? Alright, cool. Let's go. €1 for Snappy Toffee?
Animal Friends Pet Insurance was founded in 1998 to support animals.
Just gonna pretend like it's not happening.
So this person is another side character who's living in the content house.
So this mug here, right, says to a child €1 for, you heard it, right? You heard it. And I'm very sorry, but this is being broadcast to thousands and thousands of young individuals across Kick. Now, I will say this resulted in the full ban of these accounts. But making a joke about a kid, you can see how little this kid is. Like, you heard it.
For Snappy Toffee? Bro. €1 for Snappy Toffee? Alright, cool. Let's go. €1 for Snappy Toffee?
So this person is another side character who's living in the content house, and he goes by the name Modine or Big Mo. If you don't understand what was said, then go back and listen carefully, because I'm not even going to explain it on here. But he was talking to someone who was probably only about 8 or 9. In my opinion, I don't care who you are. This is disgusting and completely unacceptable. As soon as it happened, people in the comments started slating him, and he even thought he'd got away with it. But when he got back to the villa, he soon found out that wasn't the case.
Well, I just want to point this out, right? We've got this fat waster sat here, okay? After talking to a child about sloppy something or others, okay? You've got this Goomba at the side here in his underpants, okay? Who is going to just passively write this off, okay? Now, honestly, let me know. Can you guys still hear this?
Oh, man.
Can you guys still hear that? I just don't want to show the contours of this guy's junk. So let me know if you guys can still hear. Can you guys still hear that? Yes, you can. All right. So I'm just going to play past the part where this guy is. What is it? Right. Also, see if you're like age between like 18 and 25 and you're watching this and you're part of this culture of shoving your hand down the front of your trousers for no fucking reason. Go and get tested, mate. Like go and get tested for some, like, there's something not right there. Okay. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with not being right up there, but what is that? What is this? What is it? Like, that's what I'm like with my passport every time I travel. Okay. Every 2 minutes, I'm checking if that shit's gone. So anyway, we're gonna push past the junk. Right. So this guy here is not happy. Okay. The cameraman who filmed this, okay, the white guy, he ain't happy about this. All right.
Listen, film me right now. Film me. Shit.
Oh no, it ain't even that shit. Did you not hear what he said?
What?
It's not.
Bro, listen, bro.
No, Harris. No. No, it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
He obviously was joking.
It actually don't matter, bro. Full time. You can't say that, bro.
I swear, Caramel's.
If it was a little sister, if it was your little sister, and
the guy is right. He's covered his junk up now, right? So look. Okay, so this moron here, another member of the Goomba squad, right, has laughed this off as it just being nothing. Okay, just laughed it off. He's smiling, all the rest of it. Let's continue.
he said that, what would you be like?
It's not my little sister, is it?
No.
It's not my little sister, is it? Exactly. It's funny how a lot of these crimes. Involve our sisters.
No.
All right, so we can cut back to this now.
Mo, stop. Mo, listen.
So this is the cameraman here who's about to beat the living piss out of this.
Let it run. Nah, chill. Let it run. Let it run.
Honestly, Big Mo thinks this is a joke, right? He thinks this is a joke. Just listen to this. I mean, your jaw's done. Your jaw's done, mate.
Chill. No, chill. You tired? Chill. Chill.
Slams him to the floor, gets on top of him and full out, and just proceeds to beat the utter living crap out of this guy live on his live stream. Do not condone violence, obviously. Don't condone violence. You know, can't condone that violence. But it's funny because some people don't listen to words, right? Some people will laugh about it. They'll laugh about it with their friends.
Chill.
Now Big Mo's up. Big Mo's up and he's mad.
Yo,
He's all messed up. His face is all out to here. He is done. His jaw is gone.
Face and that. Right. Chill, all of you, bro. Chill, all of you, bro. Are we on live still? What's your bet? What's your bet?
What do you want to bet that I'll get away with that? What do you want to bet that I'll get away with soliciting a child? I don't think you will, bro. I think you've got your face busted up.
What's your bet? What's your bet? What's your bet?
There's things in life you don't say, especially to children. We have a duty to protect children.
Hold up. No.
You do have a duty. It's really interesting, right? Because this same group of individuals have an incredible reputation for treating women horrifically on their live stream. Now, most of these women are OF's sex worker girls, okay? And in some sense, you can see some level of them playing up and encouraging elements, but only in an entertainment context, not in a come over here and violently abuse me context, if that makes sense. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. You understand the balance of what I'm referring to, right? And this is being put out to very young kids. And obviously idiots like me that watch this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, interesting, another one. We're just going to throw out some more culture here, because we're seeing more and more videos like this coming out of the States where harassment seems to be happening to white members of the public from non-white members of the public. And we're about to see another example of this, where this young girl is asked for her phone number by this gentleman here. And when she doesn't want to hand over her number, this gentleman's sister insists on everyone in the train coming and beating the living crap out of her. So let's see how that goes down.
In the subway and doesn't want to give him her number, and look what happens.
Yeah, that's how you gonna do. Hey, sir. How you doing, better? What happened? What now?
Hey, y'all boot up. She don't want to give him her number. No.
Hell yeah.
Smart girl got away, and she heard that bell. She waited until it was close.
Exactly.
She told his sister, and then
we've seen exactly what can happen to blonde girls on public transport in America. We've seen it. We've seen it, mate. We've seen it. It's not just important that we talk about what's going on in the UK, okay? Because this is a global issue, okay? There is an entire movement called the white hate movement on TikTok, okay? There was TikToks coming out last week, or 2 weeks ago, sorry, when the body cam footage of the young man who was stabbed at his school in America. And there was individuals who were of a different race than him saying that we should do this every week. We should meet up on a Thursday and just go put holes in someone who obviously does not look like them. And it's a wild time. It's a wild time. Also, I need to say categorically, Piers Morgan has lost his mind. He has lost his mind. And it's a sad one. Now, we're going to just have a little look at a list that I've compiled from the BBC. Okay, and let me just get up an image here. Because the British, the British Broadcasting Society, okay, as well as the British government and the British police force, exist within Britain. They're establishments, okay? They are part of the parcel. The king, the BBC, the government, the police, the army, whatever. They are all hardwired into what is part of this country. And when you see all of these things individually, the government, how they handled the GG situation and all of the abuse and the cover-ups that have taken place, the police who have mishandled and who have allowed the systematic abuse of hundreds of thousands of women and children and men in this country. When you see establishments like the BBC that are once again, as far as I'm concerned, hardwired into this nation. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. So I'm just going to go through the quick list, okay? And then we'll discuss afterwards, all right? So Hugh Edwards, former BBC News presenter, charges and convictions, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of making indecent images of children. His case had 41 illegal images and was sentenced to 6 months in prison, suspended for 2 years. Duncan Bartlett, former BBC journalist, World Service, charged and convicted, pleaded guilty to 35 child SA offences. 35 included causing and inciting children to engage in sex activity, paying for sex services of a child, and making indecent images of children, sentenced to 8 years in prison. Dylan Dawes, former BBC Wales producer and content producer, convicted of 3 counts of possessing, 3 counts of possessing, and 3 counts of making indecent images of children. More than 6,000 images reported and 192 category A images, sentenced to 18 months in prison, suspended for 2 years. David Mundy, former BBC sound engineer, convicted of indecent images involving children, more than 58,000 images found, sentenced to 10 months in prison. Mark Page, former BBC One DJ, Radio 1, convicted of trying to arrange sex encounters with children in the Philippines, sentenced originally to 12 years. After court appeal, it was increased to 18 years. Nice. Alex Belfield, former BBC local radio presenter, convicted of stalking offences involving 4 victims, sentenced 5 years and 26 weeks in prison. Victor Melly, retired BBC producer, worked for Panorama and Question Time, convicted of possessing indecent children's of images, also pled guilty of possession of prohibited weapons. 832 indecent images and videos reported, 22 months in prison, suspended for 2 years. Chris Benning, for founding BBC Radio 1 presenter, convicted and pleaded guilty of extensive historic sex offences against boys. In 2014, pleaded guilty to 40 sex offences connected to male victims, sentenced to 13 years in prison. 2016, pleaded guilty to further offences against boys, further sentenced another 13 years in prison. Michael Souter, former BBC One Norfolk presenter, convicted of 26 offences. I've lost my place. Involving 7 boys. Offences included indecent assault, indecency with a child, serious offences and incidents involved and making images. 22 years. Stuart Hall, former BBC broadcaster, pleaded guilty to 14 indecent assaults involving 13 girls aged between 9 and 17. Original sentence, 15 months. Court of Appeal increased to 30 months. Further convictions, one additional indecent assault. Further sentencing, 2 years and 6 months. Rolf Harris, major BBC television entertainer and contributor. Hang on a second, I need a drink. Where's shout out the big Pikachu cup. Come on. Oof. What was that about Alex Belfield? I don't know if it was Belfield. Oh, it was Alex Belfield. Hang on a minute. Alex Belfield, former BBC Radio 2 presenter, convicted of stalking events involving 4 victims, sentenced to 5 years and 26 weeks in prison. Victor Mealy, we done him. Chris Denning. Here we go. Convicted and pleading guilty of 40 offences. I can't have that on the screen. Hang on a second. There's too many no words. Where did we get to? 7 boys. Okay, yeah. So Stuart Hall, former BBC broadcaster, pleaded guilty to 14 indecent assaults involving 13 girls aged 9 to 7. Original sentence was 15 months. How do you plead guilty to 14 indecent assaults involving 13 girls and only get 15 months? That's like what? 1 month and a day for all the girls. 1 month and 2 days. Anyway, let's keep going. Rolf Harris, originally convicted of 12 counts of indecent assault, sentenced to 5 years and 9 months. His appeal was later quashed. Final position, 11 indecent assault convictions remained upheld. David Lee Travis, former BBC Radio 1 DJ, convicted of indecent assault. It's done 3 months. Peter Rower, former BBC Radio Bristol BBC presenter, pleaded 12 counts of indecent assault against schoolgirls, making and possessing images, sentenced to 6 years in prison. Jonathan King, BBC Associated broadcaster and media contributor, convicted of 6 sex offences involving 5 boys aged between 14 and 15. Offences are indecent assault, just all the words that you would associate with horrible things that men can do to boys. 7 years in prison. Chris Layham, actor, writer, strongly associated with BBC programming, convicted of 15 counts involving downloading and possessing images of children, sentenced to 10 months, sentence reduced to 6 months, additional orders, SEX register for 10-year ban on working with children. Ashley Blake, former BBC Midlands Today presenter, unlawful wounding and preventing the course of justice, struck a 70-year-old in the face with a wooden pole, sentenced 2 years in prison. Ray Gosling, BBC television and radio presenter, pleaded guilty to wasting police time. 90 days. Okay, let's go. Next one. We've got Jimmy Savile, died before prosecution. We know how he went down. Martin Bashir, deception and horrible things he done with the Diana interview. Tim Westwood, criminal proceedings but not convicted. Russell Brand, we all know that story. Cliff Richard case, 210 damages involving, I have no idea. But that is the short list. How are we meant to just look past all that? Like, how are we meant to just look at the Peter Lowe's R-word gang report? How are we meant to look at that and ever trust our government? How are we ever meant to ever trust our police as parents? How are we meant to trust any of the establishments that are connected within this country? And I'm being honest with you, because there's going to come a time where talking about this in the way that I'm doing it is going to result in people being put away. Even more than it is doing that it is happening now. And you know, when I came to YouTube, it was about bushcraft, it was about wild camping, it was about handcrafts, it was about sharing skills. And it's amazing how many times a day I find myself thinking back to preparedness and what it means to look after community and our own. And we all should be asking ourselves that. This is not the dress rehearsal. This is not in any way, shape, or form to be looked upon as a liberal and unifying period in British history. This is the one period in British history where the people are such a bunch of wet wipes that we sit here and we discuss, when centuries ago this would be dealt with a very different way. And civilization sprung from such brave men and women. Infrastructure was created. The world that we know was created. Blood was spilled for the freedoms of this country. And as we built an incredible society and our culture flourished, others wanted to be part of it. Our doors were opened and the multicultural world of Britain was born. And we're proud of it. We're proud of when other cultures come here and they go, wow, this is sick. I want to stay here and be part of this. And then time goes on and more people from different cultures come and they integrate. And this wonderful country grows more. But those days are gone now. I don't know what else to say. If you think that this is a game of no takesies backsies, this is very much a game of takesies backsies. And it's slowly going to start manifesting. And it has to manifest in the way the people want. Otherwise, we are heading towards the next chapter of the plot and the plan that has been unveiled to destroy what we have here. And it's not just Britain. It's America. It's Italy. It's France. It's Germany. It's Australia. It's Canada. It's Japan. And the ideology that spurs on most of these individuals is radical. And the radical side of this ideology doesn't want to coexist. It wants to destroy. That's at least my interpretation of this text that is at the center of all of this. And there's a lot of people in this country that would rather be found face down in a pond than kneel. People are running out of patience. And we need a general election in this country. And we need the people of this country at the very pinnacle top of the pyramid that decides the culture, the laws, the distribution of assets of this nation. That's the best outcome that I can see. Because the other outcomes are going to involve a lot of your friends and your family and your co-workers that you're going to be hearing that they're crazy right-wing fascists and racists. And slowly but surely stigmas are going to form and further division will be had. But I can assure you, regardless of whether or not you're fully on board and agree, or you're sitting in the middle, if you have not bent a knee and joined an ideology that will destroy you, there is no in the middle. And so much has happened in the last couple of years. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I've not really left the house in the last couple of years. Not through fear, just through being a mental case. And I'm interested to see what's out there now. And there's things that I want to be part of that contribute to the safety of the women and children and men of this country. I mean, I would say by Halloween time, I should be ready for what I want to be doing. Peaceful and proactive solutions. I want to see what the police are doing in my city after 9 o'clock at night, when there's young and regular aged, my aged people under the abuse, under the intoxication of alcohol, walking around. You know, I remember how totally against warm clothing people were when I was going out and partying. So I can only imagine what it's like now. And I've seen horrors of when men, there's a guy called Vlad something or other. He's a guy that impersonates being a woman and goes out and he'll pretend to be drunk, or he'll pretend to be unconscious in Spain somewhere and sat on a bench and secretly film how many times he's sexually harassed by people coming up to him. And see, until you've got someone in that position where you've got an actually jacked dude that could break your face who looks like a woman in a situation that's semi-controlled. You know, there's security, they're filming what's going on. And you see how certain men conduct themselves. It makes you shudder for your daughters and your sisters. Any society that allows willingly the increase of attacks and abuse of their women and children, at some point, we've all got to ask ourselves, when am I meant to step in here? And what does that entail? How can I contribute legally? And it wasn't until I met our former CIA agent, who now trains people on how to liberate children who've been abducted, that it got me thinking. Because obviously, if you've done your own investigation and you kick open someone's door and there's like 8 trafficked human beings in there, I'm pretty sure the police are going to be like, good job. Okay. I mean, they do in America, but over here, they'll probably arrest you and then marry the people in the house to the kids willingly, and then send them off to a brand new house paid for by the government and put their parents in prison for freaking saying that they're not allowed to do it. Britain. Oh man, I side quested too hard there and forgot what I was saying. Okay, yeah. When do we step in, and how can we step in? What does that involve? We've all seen neighborhood watches, right? We've all seen like if you're going to walk your dog, right? Like all the dads get together, walk your dogs in maybe a couple of different shifts, so that you know that there's always somebody walking around your area when it's dark, especially on Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights, when our wonderfully behaved young teens are out conducting their lives. And the same goes for our elderly, and the same goes for our women. Like, listen, ladies, I'm okay. I'm all here for women being empowered and the liberal side of being a bad bitch if you want to be. But you understand that, like, what would happen if you went like toe to toe with like an average man, right? And I'm not talking about like if you're a badass female martial artist or MMA fighter. I'm talking about Sheila from The Office. She's 30, and Brian, who's also 30. Average build, average height, average everything. Like, it's not going to be a fucking pretty sight at all. And ladies, again, if you've ever been to the gym and you've done martial arts or anything like that, especially if it's a gym where it's mixed with men and women, just for science, just put on the headgear, get on those big 30-ounce gloves, and just it's a different ballgame. And that's why I say Krav Maga. Forget your boxing classes, forget any game that has point systems. Okay? Judo, karate, taekwondo, boxing, kickboxing, Thai boxing, jiu-jitsu, Greco-Roman wrestling. All of them have a point system. It's a game. There's rules. There's traditions of the martial art. Krav Maga was invented by Jewish people to kill Nazis. Okay? In fact, the only other thing that comes close to it is Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee's martial art, which is basically get them on the ground as quick as you can and jump on their face. Basically. Bruce Lee. Okay? Big shout out Bruce Lee. But I mean, that's effectively what it was. It was immobilize rapidly, and as soon as you can devastatingly make sure they cannot get up, that is what you do. But Krav Maga, you think Krav Maga is BS? I don't know, man. I don't know. See, from a see, getting you ready, Will, for a street fighting scenario, I think Krav Maga prepares you a lot better than, say, Taekwondo or karate, when we're talking about going up against someone who wants to kill you. I'm not just talking about bar fights. I'm talking about if somebody is coming to end your life. I think Krav Maga is a better one. if that makes sense. And don't go to a knife defense class, go to knife fighting training. Okay? And then you'll also learn defensive moves there. But it's crazy, man. It's a crazy world. But that would be my advice for anyone at all in the world. Krav Maga, knife fighting class. Sound. I think it's a good skill set that we should all have. Not that anyone would ever be in a knife fight or a fist fight or any kind of fight. But in the same way as all Americans like to bear their arms, it's better to have that M4 and 5,000 rounds of ammunition and like have it there if you need it than not have it. So I fully endorse that mindset. Preparedness is awesome. If it wasn't a good idea to be prepared, you wouldn't have a spare tire in your car, would you? No. So we need to keep an eye on institutions like the BBC, the British police force, the government. Because right now, all I'm seeing is evidence stacked that says there is a massive global conspiracy involving the most powerful and the most influential throughout many of these countries that gear towards the abuse of young children. And, do you know, this is going to sound mad, it almost makes more sense when it's a global PDF ring of evil elites, right? We've all seen that movie, right? But when children are allowed to be abused because it might be seen as a bit racist if we don't step in. Mad! Because we're not talking about billionaires who are paying people off, okay? We're talking about monsters who own little shops. Monsters who own little shops who are now... Come on, get the segue. Where's the segue? Here it is. Monsters who are now just mulling about, baby. Just mulling about. Can't send them anywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the face of a man who's guilty of thousands of crimes. Thousands and thousands of crimes. And because of legislation that was made, 50, 60 years ago, he gets to stay here and we get to pay for him to exist in the very same place in the very same country that he preyed upon our children. We're going to pay for this. I would much rather see these resources used for our veterans, used for our elderly, used for our vulnerable families. There's so many children in this country that are born with very special minds, very special differences. And all of our children are amazing. But sometimes there's a lot that's needed to give proper care to some of our wonderfully special children in this country. And some of the parents, I don't think any of us can truly understand how difficult some lives are. And there could be a lot more being done. And I mean a lot more for the children that are here, the families that are here. Do you know what? See if we were a country where everyone was housed, everyone was minted, we all had a Tesla, we're going on 3 holidays a year, all of our kids are graduating and doing great stuff internationally, and everyone's going, whoa! Britain have nailed it. Let everyone in. Let's build mega, like, we're going to help all of the people who are suffering places. Like, I'm not the smartest guy, but it makes more sense to me to fix everything for the people that are here before we start bringing in other people regardless. Am I dumb here? I don't think I'm dumb. I think that's pretty obvious. I sell wood chippers. Well, I would like a sponsorship and a discount code, if you don't mind. And I want you to rebrand one called like the Liberator or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, the Liberator chipper. Hell yeah. Oh, what is this? What is going on here? Reality scandal. Married at first sight star arrested for R after bombshell probe into reality show. Oh my God. Cops sued the former male contestant after claims of R and S misconduct were made by the woman on the program. Officers nabbed one reality star. Okay. They said released to an ongoing investigation that met police. He has since been bailed while inquiry remains open. The arrest come after London Metropolitan Police launched a probe into allegations following a documentary that aired disturbing claims of misconduct in May. A source said this is a shocking development, but shows how seriously these claims are taken. The Met is a specialist team and going right. What? Wait. My first sight star has been arrested on suspicion of art amid the scandal surrounding the Axe Channel 4 show. Cops sued in the form. When was this? On Thursday. So he got nabbed recently from the documentary. When did they say the documentary was in May? That's wild. Two women who appeared in the program, which was run for 10 years, have alleged their on-screen husband. What? Participant Shauna Manderson has also accused her on-screen partner of. What do you mean? Oh man, like I tell you what, this is going to get real murky. Okay, real murky. All right, because I mean, are we? Is this is an after the fact, right? This is months later. These women are now saying this, right? This is going to get real messy. These are the messiest of messy cases. Like, and discussing the solutions for this, none of you will like it at all. That's wild. Wild. I don't know what series that is. I'm gonna have to dip into that because I freaking love that show. Right? I love that. See if you're willing to marry a stranger on reality TV, and I get to judge you the whole way through it. Beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. The human experiment, man. I love it. I love it. That poor mum. You obviously never got over her. I wouldn't if my brother. What's going on? What we're talking about? Did you hear about the Caroline? Oh man, that. Do you know what? The whole Caroline Flack thing is so sad. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Heartbreak over Caroline Flack's brother as friends speak after his passing at 55. Friends of Paul Flack, who paid tribute following his unaliving. Caroline Flack's brother was found unresponsive in his home. Oh my God. That honestly, the Caroline Flack story is so heartbreaking. Paul Flack's friends have spoken to share their heartbreak following the news of his unaliving. The graphic designer brother kind of like that days after his 55th birthday. He was found unresponsive at his home last month and was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced on. His death comes 6 years after his sibling took her own life at the age of 40 in the wake of their loss. The organizer of Flackstock, a festival set up in honor of late Love Island star, paid tribute. Did you just die? Did you just die? At 55, did you just die? Why have they put that up? Oh, that might be just because of Caroline, though, right? He's not done it to himself, surely, right? Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's really sad. It's really sad. Wow. I'm telling you, phone your parents, phone your brothers and sisters and uncles and aunties and nieces, and phone them and tell them you love them, because the world is messed up. And it is cruel and it is unforgiving. Oh my God. What? Pure evil. 16 mute siblings. 16 mute siblings, aged between 1 and 18, found in deplorable 12 by 12 foot room as parents and Oh my. Whoa. Whoa. That's the wrong button. Still the wrong button. Whoa. Whoa, I missed that. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I'm putting this back. I'm putting the sound on too. I find it will get claimed. 4 adults facing 17 counts of felony child endangering following the rescue of 16 children in Ohio. Oh my God. This looks a lot like the Whitakers. Like, I'm sorry to say it. They rescued children, including both boys and girls, ranging from the age of 1.5 to 18 years old. Oh my God. Two of the children suffered injuries severe enough to be flown directly to a level 1. Anyone tell me what a level 1 trauma center is, please? Someone ask some AI and let me know. Seven other children were taken to Columbus hospitals, where one admitted to the intensive care unit. And what did that say? Intubated. Is that the same as incubated? Is that like a different thing? Ohio Attorney General Andy Wilson called the scene pure evil and noticed that the decrepit house was literally about to fall through the floor. Yeah, love. I would say the least. I think that's putting it politely. Like, Vintner County Sheriff Ryan Kane stated that the home had a high presence of human waste, adding that most livestock is kept in better condition. Wow. Due to the extreme neglect, some of the children were unable to speak, and one 18-year-old child was unable to spell her own name. Wow. Do you know what that looks like? You know when you're cutting up a parsnip and you cut off the fat end? You know, the part that's got like the tuft that comes out of it? That is a parsnip face right there. Holy God. I mean, look at that. What is that? I'll tell you exactly what that is. I can tell you what that is. I can tell you exactly who that is. Like, legitimately, that is actually Palpatine. Like, no joke. As we live and breathe, Palpatine. Dude. Entered not guilty, please. Oh, good luck, mate. Good luck. Each suspect faces a minimum of 2 to 8 years and a maximum of 12 years in prison for each 17 charges. Damn. Oh my God! What are these people? What are these people? What is this? Bail is set for 300,000 for each individual. So what? That would be 30,000 that they need to pay. And what was there? 7 of that? That's a lot of money. They ain't getting out. Each individual with additional charges expected to be brought forward as investigation develops. What is that? Do you know what? Do you know what, Scott? I take offense to that. I've known people that have died, okay, and have looked better than that, okay? And I get where you're going with this, but I can't allow it this time, Scott. We're going to have to come up with something else, because this ain't the one, bro. This ain't the one. You could tell me that's a guy or a girl, and I'd believe you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Scott, wait for it. Wait. Who remembers these? Who remembers these? Because I'm telling you now, okay, this is what we're looking at, but the human version. 1 second. Wait for it. Wait for it. Are you telling me that that is not the original thing that inspired these sweets? How good am I with the bullshit analogies? How good? Pretty good. That's what I think. Pretty good. But I mean, completely bananas. Completely bananas. You're very welcome, Scott. Chocolate skulls. That is the human chocolate skull. That is a human chocolate skull, mate. Like, you can't even look at the chocolate skulls and not see it. Like, and look, I'm sorry, but we've got to try and at least. Oh, look at that! That is her face. Oh my God! I can never look at a chocolate skull in the same way ever again. Authorities discovered horrific conditions as a culmination of an entirely separate investigation. Wow. Neighbors who spoke to the authorities stated that they were completely unaware that the children were living inside the home. How many kids was there? Was like 8 of them. 16. Oh my, do you know how messed up it needs to be that you don't notice that there's 16 kids in a 12 by 12 house? Oh my God, chocolate skulls were great. Okay. Pleasant strolls, I'm telling you. Actually, I might have to find some. We might have to make chocolate skulls the official snack of the Daily Show, because they're bad. And I don't mean the new school ones. Like, I don't mean the ones that have just got like the pink like coloring through them. Like, they've got to have that weird like little bit of sauce through the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? A little bit of sauce. Man. Someone said the hills have eyes earlier. I think we can take that one. But I mean that's like, what is that? That is mad. That is mad. Like, this world is just full of interesting. I need to get his face off the screen. I'm so sorry. Just give me a second. Let's find like a nice sunset. That's what we're going to look at now. We're going to look at a nice sunset, okay? I'm not going to include any parts of an island, so we're just adrift at sea. We're not going to worry about safety or what we're floating on. We just know we're not on an island, and that looks a bit pretty. Okay? Now, where are we at? So, I always say I want to end this show on some funny news. But today, we're going to learn some things. And we're going to learn some things about rocks. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. You heard me. Rocks. Because I never knew there were so many interesting rocks in the world. Okay? And we're all going to learn some stuff here today, people. We're all going to learn some stuff. And sit back and enjoy the ride. Because this is a good one. This is a good one.
Three-whale rock in Thailand. It's about 75 million years old. From the air, it looks like 3 giant whales swimming through the jungle.
I'm sorry. How is that not just 3 fish in a forest? Mammals. How is this not just 3 mammals? I'm very, very suspicious of this helicopter. First of all, it's an Apache war helicopter. What's it doing just mulling about here? These look very much like 3 whale. We need to look this up. I need to know if we're being lied to. 3 Whale Rock, Thailand. All right, it's a real place. Okay, we'll take it. We will take it. We're not being lied to. This Apache helicopter is definitely
It looks like 3 giant whales swimming through the jungle.
What about this rock?
That's Uluru, the biggest single rock on Earth, right in Australia.
Right. Listen, is anyone from Australia here? Are you telling me that's a big stone? Like basically that's just a big nature brick. Like if we could flip that over to see if there was crabs under it. Is that because that seems wild to me? Wow, that's mad. So that's just a big rock, bro.
About 2 miles long.
2 miles long.
Feet tall. They call it the Red Heart of Australia.
They call it a massive pebble, mate. Okay, call it as it is, but that's an impressive pebble. Like that's a tree, mate.
They call it.
That is so pretty. That is so pretty. Do you know legend says it? You see all these little black dots in the desert, right? This is allegedly a white guy that ventured too close to the center of Australia and just burst into flames. Okay?
The Red Heart of Australia.
What's this weird rock?
That's Elephant Rock in Iceland.
Whoa!
Shaped exactly like an elephant.
No way.
Down to the skin folds. Been around for 15,000.
No way. Elephant Rock, Iceland. Oh my God. That's a real place too. Nah, man. This is a creature that got turned to stone. Oh, wait a minute. Is this like a tide in, tide out scenario? Right? Because I'm not being funny, right? I know what an elephant looks like, right? And I feel like someone has just turned an elephant to stone here, right? And then you see, this can't be the image. This can't be it. Because that's a standing elephant, right? Wild. Anyway, back to the lecture.
1,000 years.
And this one that looks like it got sliced.
That's the Al Nasla rock formation in Saudi Arabia.
Right, we're not calling this a natural rock formation, right? Just put a 1 in the side chat. We can just all agree this was cut in half by aliens, and then they went on lunch break and just never came back from lunch break. Okay, can we just move on?
Yeah, with a cut down the middle, so straight it looks like a laser did it.
What's this odd rock?
That's Qinglong Rock in Wenzhou, Chongqing, China.
I swear, I thought he was slurring. Okay. I would not be comfortable going into China and asking for directions to this place. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't need that kind of heat. Okay. Listen to it again.
That's Qinglong Rock in Wenzhou, Chongqing, China.
Is it? Have 3 or 4 beers tonight with the boys and then play Can You Say This 10 times in a row. This one right here, They know what they're doing in China. They know what they're doing in China. They've went, right, like what we're going to do, right, is we're going to name this rock something that sounds a little slurry, and then we're just going to stick it all over social media and watch other nations lose their goddamn mind trying to say this.
What's this odd rock?
That's Qinglong Rock in
That's Qinglong Rock. Qinglong Rock.
Wenzhou, Chongqing, China.
I've forgotten what the rock was called already. All I've heard is the first part of that sounded a lot like he said something that you can't say. That's all I'm saying. One more time, and then we're moving on.
In Wenzhou, Chongqing, China. Locals treat it like a sacred stone. They even build roads around it.
What about this giant pillar?
That's Devil's Tower in Wyoming, USA.
That's a fucking tree. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's a big old tree that got cut down 1 billion years ago by a mega saw.
Hey, formed by...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Formed by a what, mate? It was formed by a volcanic rock coming up the way, was it? Fucking dumbasses. I have never in my life heard anything as stupid as that's a rock. Is it, Is it? Is it? Is it, though?
Volcanic columns pushing up from below.
Oh, the volcanic columns pushed up from below, did they? Okay, then. Sound.
It's a world-famous climb.
Mental. This is mad. Also, this was made by okay.
Climbing spot.
What's this crazy rock?
That's Preca-Stolen.
Oh, this is the lamest one out of all of them. I'm not gonna lie. Like this isn't a rock. This is a fucking mountain. Okay.
Or Pulpit Rock in Norway, a huge natural rock with a nearly 2,000-foot vertical drop. No.
Nah. Why are people standing? That looks like a crack to me. That there. If for a start, no. I'm getting angry looking at the people on here. Okay. Like, yeah, the giant causeway though isn't square, bro. They're hexagons, I think, and that's a whole other conversation. I'm happy to have a conversation about the petrified trees and the giant's causeway and the difference between the two and all of that, because, bro, there is some questions. I don't know what the answers are, but I've got some questions. I really do.
No railing.
No railing. Nah. Do you know what this is? I just realized they said this was in Norway, right? This is where all the old Vikings came to just walk off the edge.
What's this crazy rock?
Okay, this one is the maddest one you're going to see. This is a snake.
The Naga Cave Python Rock in Thailand looks just like a giant python with scales so real it gives you goosebumps. Legend says it was a vicious serpent, cursed and turned into...
Like, that's a dragon. And I'm not being funny. How do we know that that's just not dormant and just going to pop out of that one day? Mad.
Legend says it was a vicious serpent, cursed and turned into stone.
Mad. So there is a little bit of fun and educational knowledge. Please feel free to try and play the new Chinese drinking game. Also, we're going to have one more little snippet here that was brought to us by the Benny Show. And I honestly am going to ruin so many of your days with this. I'm only playing this because I had to watch this. And if I had to watch this, you will damn well sit and you will damn well watch this, because it's somewhere in America right now. This woman is living her life. She's just living her life.
This is what mental illness looks like.
Hi friends, it's Monday, June 1st, so we are going to get what for dinner? Pizza Hut! Let's go get our pizza. Hi, it's for Rebecca. Thank you. Thanks. Pizza! First we'll look at it. Here.
Who the hell shakes a pizza? First of all, that is anything. First of all, if anything, what is going on with this woman's face? And I just want to point out the psycho smile. Right, wait for it. What is that? Bro. Where's the button? I need to look you in the eye while we're talking about this. What is going on here? What is going on here? Right? This is psychopatter to the max. All right? Like, what was that? Oh no, nah. This is if the little teapot went rogue. This is I'm a little teapot, short and spout. I'm on meth and a little tiny bit of fent.
Pizza. First we'll look at it. Here it is. My butt doesn't fit with all these cup holders.
Girl has 2 car seats. Like, that's commitment to the bit. Like, that's commitment to the bit.
Some stuff. Alright, so.
Whoa.
Like, we're all in it, I guess. I look huge. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, this is how we're gonna be. This is how we're gonna be. I'm gonna get the pizza. Okay. We're not gonna.
Like, what's going on? Like, if you're sitting here and you're like, oh, I know Sally down the road does this, can you go and have a word with Sally? Because what? I almost feel embarrassed for people that own cars because she also owns a car. And because you own a car, you have something in common with this woman.
Fill it.
I own a black jumper.
This time, water. Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Make sure the kids are hydrated.
Who wants this?
Oh, wait. I guess we don't need people anymore. Wait. Just wait.
Little pepperoni dangling. You? Nope. You at me. Huh. We'll feed you first. Yuck. What? I don't like crust. You literally just ate it, so I don't know what to tell you.
We need to bring back bullying. Someone needs to bully this out of her. Okay? Like, I'm sorry, okay? But sometimes harsh words need to be said, okay? Sometimes feelings don't need to be spared, all right? Look at this creepy bitch in the background. Look at that. Oh my! I tell you what, right? See if this is really clever marketing for like a new horror movie that's coming out. I swear, I will pay to see your movie. I will go and I will even get the stupid bullshit limited edition popcorn plastic injected nonsense that'll be out with that. I'll do it. I'll buy it all. I will buy it all. And I swear to God, see this piece of hair. Where is it? See this guy. Right? This guy here, he's what I like to call a pioneer. Okay, this guy here, he likes to go on adventures. He needs to join his friends right there. But somehow, before the end of this stream, he's going to find himself all tangled up in this and all doing his own thing. I wish I couldn't hear or see like her children. Okay. Well, no, look at that, mate. That is fever demon right there.
Okay. All right, Im, you're done being the center of attention. Why is... Did you get water all over you?
Oh my God. Do you know what that reminded me of? Did any of you remember Big Ed? Do you remember anyone ever see Big Ed washing his dog? Like, what the hell was the name of this dog? Oh my God. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Cinnamon Toast Ken. Okay, right. We need to watch this, right? Like, I'm not being funny. I'm sorry that we're watching the madness here. But yeah, you need to see how Big Ed washes his dog, man. Okay. Why is this? I need to, honestly, I'm so sorry that we're having to go through this. We're just going to pretend like it's not happening. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Right. So Big Ed washing his dog. Look at this fucking dog.
What are you doing? I'm trying to give you a bath. Teddy is my best friend. I adopted Teddy.
My eyes!
Oh,
my eyes! Teddy, dude, Teddy's my best friend. The eyeballs.
Oh my
God. So funny. Oh God!
He's like running for his life.
Well, yeah. I mean, it just goes on and on. Like poor Teddy gets his eyeballs rinsed several times, in this episode. But yeah, anyway, so that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of poor Teddy, right, being absolutely destroyed by Big Ed in the eyeballs. Anyway, don't worry, I'm not going to leave you wondering what happened to Psycho Mum in the car. We're right back.
All right. Okay, guys, stop moving around so it can be my turn to eat soon. Pizza. Hers is bigger than mine. Okay, well, you can have another piece. Stop complaining.
What is this? Like, what is this? What is this? Is anyone's algorithm feeding them this content? What do you have to type in to even find this? So yeah, listen, cut a long story short, weird, really weird. We probably should have started with that and then ended on the cool rocks. I realize that now. Probably, well, lesson learned. Can't get it right all the time. Well, it's Friday. Okay, we'll be live at 8 o'clock. What is on today's menu? 1 second. One moment, please. I got a feeling it's like an FBI guy. 1 second. That's the wrong thing, you Gomer. Okay. It's the movie guy. It's the guy that, this is going to be a good one. This is all about a controversial court case involving these movies and investments and a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be sick. And then after that show, we'll be live for Cheese and Crackers Friday, which is a new weekly thing where we're definitely not getting intoxicated and we're definitely not going to do anything embarrassing on the internet. And instead of doing that, cheese and crackers. Cheese and crackers. But look, we'll be back 8 o'clock. I will be back on the Daily Show on Monday with the one and only Paula M. Going to be doing some work on the Discord this weekend, and also the links for the next album drop will be out. And yeah, I don't believe you. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Oh, the cheese and crackers. Okay, yeah. You might be right too. Milk for you though, Mike. All right, we know how you roll. Okay, milk. Hashtag milk for Mike. Milk for Mike. Right. I'm going to eat some. Oh my God. Morrison's have started doing green olives stuffed with cornichons. And tiny pickle inside a tiny olive. Come on, mate. Come on. Cornichon. Little tiny cornichon inside the it's just, they look horrendous. Because the cornichon does not, it fits in widthwise, but then you've got this wee, thing sticking out the top. Do you know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. You just shave it down, baby. Shave it down. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to go and buy some of those. Yeah. Well, look. It sounds rank. Do you know what's rank, right? Is how much stuff is stuffed with raw garlic. Somebody mentioned it the other day. I was in the supermarket and I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, little tiny peppers stuffed with a whole piece of garlic. I'm sorry. Is this something that kicks in like your 60s or 70s? Or is this something I'm waiting to come to, where your taste buds are so done that you have to eat raw cloves of garlic? I'm okay with that. I'm not judging. It's surprising. I was surprised. But no judgment, of course. All right. Love you guys. I will see you in a little while. I love garlic too, right? But raw inside a tiny pepper. Come on. I beg your pardon. Raw cheese and red onion, you freaking mad. What was it you were eating it with? A Stilton and raw garlic and red onion. Wow. That if anyone knows the wonderful world of savory girls, that is straight up her street. Okay. Just make it. All right. And I will see you guys tomorrow. In fact, I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Much love. Peace.